You just answered a TikTok job listing. $100 a week. Easy work. Watch a corner. You have 3 years to live. The Mexican cartel is not a gang. It is a corporation. It has an org chart, a payroll, a human resources department, and a retirement plan. The retirement plan is a bullet or a cell. There is no third option. Between 1993 and 2026, the Sinaloa cartel and CJNG generated an estimated $18 to $49 billion in annual revenue. More than Nike, more than Netflix, more than the GDP of Bolivia. The people at the top of that number are invisible. The people at the bottom are children. We are going to trace a dollar from a street corner in Culiacan to an offshore account in the Caymans. 7 ranks, 7 cuts, 7 different ways. The same system destroys everyone it touches, including the people it makes rich. 1% of the people who enter at the bottom ever reach rank 5. Let's find out what happens to the other 99. Rank 1, the halcon, the eyes. You are 15 years old. You found the job on TikTok. The post said security work, $600 a week, flexible hours. The man who called was friendly. He said you'd be watching a corner, easy work. You asked if it was dangerous. He said no. You are a halcon, a hawk. Your job is simple to describe and brutal to live. You stand on a corner and you watch. 8 to 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. You memorize cars that don't belong, the ones that slow down, the ones that circle, the ones with antennas where antennas shouldn't be. When you see something, you text a number. That is the entire job description. The corner smells like exhaust and corn from the taqueria on the next block that opens at 6 a.m. By July, the asphalt is hot enough to feel through the soles of your shoes by 9 in the morning. You eat standing up. You learn to drink less water. You learn a lot of things nobody teaches you deliberately. $50 to $100 a week. In Guerrero, where a legal job pays $200 a month, that is serious money for a 15-year-old. Your mother thinks you're working security at a warehouse. 40% of the people at your rank are under 18. The cartel recruits minors deliberately, not because they're loyal, but because Mexican law treats juvenile offenders differently. You are cheaper than a lawyer and easier to replace than a burner phone. The Red de los Derechos de la Infancia estimates 30 to 45,000 minors are currently active in cartel ranks in Mexico. Most started exactly where you started. Most never left this rank alive. Your life expectancy from the day you started, 27 years old. 3 years of active service before you are killed by a rival, arrested, or simply disappear, which in Guerrero means the same thing as killed, just without a body. You don't know any of this. You're 15. You know what to text when a black SUV turns onto your street. You know not to ask questions. Rank 2, the burriero, the body. You are 19 years old and you have swallowed 63 balloons. Each balloon contains approximately 8 grams of fentanyl. Combined street value on the other side of the border, $400,000. Your cut, $1,500. If one balloon ruptures, the fentanyl enters your bloodstream. You are dead in under 4 minutes. The crossing takes 6 hours on foot through desert that reaches 108 degrees Fahrenheit by midday. You walk at night, thin-soled shoes, deliberately, to reduce your profile on thermal imaging. Your feet are bleeding by hour 3. You don't stop. Your obligations: receive product, cross without contact, deliver to the pickup point, collect payment, disappear. You never see the same handler twice. You never know the name of the person on the other side. You are a single link in a chain engineered so that no single link can describe the whole. $500 to $2,000 per run. In the United States, mandatory minimum sentencing for fentanyl trafficking results in 20 years to life. The sentence doesn't distinguish between the person who owns the fentanyl and the person whose body it's inside. You are both, legally, the same crime. The cartels have optimized this route the way Amazon has optimized delivery. The crossing window was selected based on shift changes at the checkpoint. The contact on the other side has been paid in advance. Everything has been accounted for. Everything except you. Rank 3, the sicario, the salary. Everyone thinks a sicario gets paid per kill. This is a myth. A clean, cinematic myth that the cartel is happy to let exist. The truth is bureaucratic and more disturbing. You are on a payroll, $400 to $1,500 a month, direct deposit, regular, like a salary from a company that makes things nobody wants to think about. You have a supervisor. You call him Jefe. You don't know his last name. You have a territory, 6 square blocks in a city in Sonora that you are responsible for keeping clear of rival presence. You carry a gun at all times. You have learned to sit with your back to walls. Your daily obligations: patrol your territory, report unusual activity, respond to instructions within 15 minutes, execute what you are asked to execute. The last item happens less often than the movies suggest. Most months, the job is surveillance and intimidation. Standing outside a business that owes money, driving slowly past a house that needs to understand something. The gun is the last resort. The threat of the gun is the product. Your apartment by end of week. Gun oil, fast food, cigarette smoke from the neighbor who never opens his windows. You sleep lightly. You have learned to distinguish the sound of a car slowing from a car passing. These are different sounds. One of them woke you at 2 a.m. 6 months ago, and you were out the window before you were fully conscious. Your average age at recruitment, 19. Your average age at death or incarceration, 22. 3 years. $14,000 to $54,000 total across your career. You will not save it. Saving requires a future you have stopped expecting to have. Rank 4. The cocinero técnico. The cage. You graduated with a chemistry degree in 2023. A man contacted you 6 months before graduation. Exceptional pay. 10 times your expected starting salary. Private research facility. Confidential location for proprietary reasons. You asked 2 questions. You should have asked more. Your daily obligations: synthesize fentanyl analogs using precursor chemicals sourced through Chinese and Indian brokers. Maintain quality control to ensure consistent potency. Supervise junior chemists. Document batch yields. 1 batch, properly synthesized, can yield 14 million doses. The March 2026 raid in Villa de Alvarez seized exactly that. 14 million doses in a single facility. The lab smells like acetone and something chemical that doesn't have a common name, sharp enough to make your eyes water for the first 3 months until you stop noticing. The air is climate-controlled to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, necessary for chemical stability, not for your comfort. You have not seen sunlight in 11 days. You have stopped counting. You are a protected asset, not because the cartel values your well-being, because a senior specialist who owns a synthesis method costs more to replace than to protect. Junior chemists earn $800 to $1,500 a month. Senior specialists who manage precursor relationships with Chinese brokers earn $10,000 to $50,000, plus a percentage of each batch's wholesale value. In October 2024, Indian authorities arrested a chemist working with CJNG in Greater Noida. 95 kilograms of methamphetamine seized. Lab value, $35 million. The chemist earned a salary. The cartel earned the rest. The guards outside the door are not there because you are dangerous. They are there because rival cartels would pay more to kidnap you than it costs to guard you. The exit penalty for attempting to leave: execution. For attempting to sell your synthesis method to a rival: execution, but slower. Rank 5. The plaza boss. The tax collector. You control a plaza, a territory, a city, a corridor to the U.S. border, a crossing point that represents tens of millions of dollars in monthly narcotics flow. Everything that moves through your territory pays you a tax called the peso. The independent dealer operating on your streets pays peso. The transport network moving Sinaloa shipments through your corridor pays peso. Even legitimate businesses pay peso for the right to operate without incident. You are, functionally, a government with a tax collection system, an enforcement arm, and a foreign policy toward neighboring territories. Your daily obligations: manage sub-commanders responsible for individual neighborhoods, adjudicate disputes between operators, negotiate peso rates with new arrivals, coordinate shipments with the regional operator above you, monitor law enforcement through your Halcon network, maintain the precise level of violence necessary to communicate authority without attracting federal attention. Too little and rivals test your boundaries. Too much and the army arrives. You have not driven yourself in 4 years. You do not go to the same location twice in the same week. The back seat of this SUV smells like leather conditioner and the coffee your driver brings every morning. You have not slept more than 5 consecutive hours in 3 years. Less than 1% of people who enter at rank 1 ever reach your position. You got here because your predecessor was arrested in 2023. His predecessor was killed in 2021. You have held the position for 14 months. The longest tenure in this territory in 4 years. Your predecessor didn't understand the fundamental rule of survival at this level. Visibility is a liability. He expanded. He became known. You have spent 14 months becoming unknown. A lawyer on retainer in Mexico and the United States. $40,000 a year. Your most important expense. Rank 6. The regional operator. The infrastructure. You haven't touched product in 8 years. Your hands are clean in the literal sense. No residue, no trace, nothing connecting you to the thing you manage. What you manage is infrastructure, the network of front companies that convert wire transfers into legitimate business income, the political relationships whose cooperation appears in your budget under community relations, the supply chains for chemical precursors that arrive labeled as pharmaceutical raw materials. Your daily obligations. Review 12 front company reports. Approve wire transfers through intermediaries you have mapped but never written down. Meet a political contact for lunch where the conversation is never recorded. Make 3 phone calls on phones that are destroyed afterward. $500,000 a month, minimum. In March 2026, the U.S. Treasury sanctioned Victor Andres, a regional operator facilitating ton-level fentanyl shipments for Los Chapitos. Sanctioned means frozen assets. His name is on a list. The list makes him more careful, not less operational. The death of El Mencho in February 2026 and the fracturing of Sinaloa after El Mayo's arrest in 2024 have created instability. Regional operators are now running semi-independent franchises. The central authority that provided protection is weakened. The franchises are profitable. They are also exposed in ways they have not been before. You have been building relationships with a law firm in Panama and a real estate developer in Dubai for 2 years. Not for money, for distance. The exit plan requires 3 more years of work and the careful, undetectable transfer of assets through 4 jurisdictions. Rank 7. El Jefe, the number. You are not a person in any document that matters. You are a beneficial owner behind a beneficial owner behind a trust, behind a shell company in a jurisdiction that does not share financial information with the United States. Your name appears in 3 intelligence files on 2 continents. Each file was opened. Each file was closed when the paper trail ended at a wall of legal structures that are, individually, entirely legitimate. The terrace is 72 degrees Fahrenheit. The city below is indifferent. The dinner beside you has been cold for 40 minutes because the call that interrupted it has not ended and will not end until the problem on the other end of the line is resolved. A problem you will never touch directly, executed by people you have never met in a city you have not visited in 3 years. Your daily obligations are indistinguishable from those of a legitimate businessman. You review portfolios. You attend board meetings of companies that are, on paper, unconnected. You make decisions carried out by people you have never met. $50 million to $1 billion per year. Net. 60 to 70% of cartel gross profit stays at this level. The bottom 90% of the workforce, the halcons, the burrieros, the sicarios, share 10% of total revenue. The mathematics of this distribution are structurally identical to the mathematics of several legal industries. The cartel is distinguished from those industries primarily by its enforcement mechanism for compliance. Ismael El Mayo Zambada was arrested in July 2024. El Mencho is dead. Los Chapitos are at war with La Maitza. The chemical engineers are still in their bunkers. The halcons are still on their corners. The corporation survives its executives. It always does. The total, $18 to $49 billion a year. 10% distributed among the people who carry the risk. 60 to 70% retained by people whose names are not in any document that matters. El Mencho is dead. El Mayo is in U.S. custody. The Sinaloa cartel is at war with itself. Over 800 clandestine labs are still running. Chemistry graduates are still in underground bunkers. 15-year-olds are still on corners in Guerrero and Michoacan, earning $100 a week, watching streets that will eventually watch them back. Less than 1% of the people who start at rank 1 reach rank 5. The other 99% are not failures of the system. They are the system. The corporation does not need them to succeed. It needs them to try. There are 45,000 children in Mexico working for this company right now. Most of them think it's temporary. Most things that destroy you feel temporary at the beginning. The corner is always staffed. Subscribe. We print the receipt for every industry they don't want you to understand.